Alrighty, folks, it's time for round 3 of Grand Prix Dawnbloom Grove. We are up against Cat and Tree on EO tokens this round. Don't have as much time for this deck tech as usual. There are some crossed wires in communicating. So let's just talk about the matchup real quick and then we can get into it. Fortunately, the opponent's deck is pretty simple here. They are a Naya tokens deck, red, green, and white, built around a lot of repeat token generators and just efficient token generators, as well as ways to pay that off into spiraling the board out of control and killing you very quickly. So they've got 12 different 2 mana make a pair of 1/1 tokens cards. We've got Ragtag Squad and Ruins Awaken from previous months, but there's also now Advance of the Sainted March, which does the same thing as the backside of Sparks for Revolution when you've defeated it. So while the backside of Sparks is legendary and you can only have one in play, you could defeat multiple Advance of the Sainted March to get this 1/1 Berserker tapped and attacking for each one of your marches that you have defeated. There's also newcomer Proclaimer of Blooming Wing as another good 1-drop here because it makes a token every time you attack. So it's functionally as though this is this attacking exclusive equivalence to Advance of the Sainted March or the backside of Sparks of Revolution. And because it's a 1/1 that makes a tapped and attacking 1/1 token, getting it with an EO in play means that you're actually just swinging with a pair of 3/3s for 1 mana. Kitsune Matriarch, of course, still here. Edgeland Pledge, of course, still here. Both really good spells to just kind of play into the synergies of the game plan and get some additional power. Matriarch just being a really rapidly scaling threat, while Edgeland Pledge can anthem your tokens as well as shoot something small off the board or just make another token if you have the green mana to spare. And then beyond all of that, they went from 24 lands down to 22 compared to where we saw their deck in July, in exchange for 2 copies of Casus Belli as some main deck removal, in part because it's an anthem as well, and 4 copies of Honesty, which lets them have their token makers really spiral their board out of control even harder, because each creature they have enter is going to come in with a +1/+1 counter on it, and the second time they do that each turn puts a +1/+1 counter on each of their creatures instead. So any one of their 12 make a pair of 1/1 spells then becomes make a 2/2 and a 3/3 and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you already had in play. It's really, really strong. As well as an attack clause to tap a creature, and then they get to tap 3 creatures instead if they attack with at least 8 power, which EO makes very trivial. So there's a lot of really strong things going on here. It's primarily a red and white deck with some green in the form of EO and Honesty, and then like the mode on Edgeland Pledge. But otherwise, like it's base red white. A lot of the good things happening here are in red and white, and it's pretty spooky. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to fight this, but I'm going to certainly do my best to put up a fight. Their sideboard's also got some scary stuff for us. They've got full playset of Crucible of the Burning Sun, full playset of Shock, a little less concerning, but still an option for them. 3 copies of Divinity and 4 copies of Realm Left Implosion, likely to not matter as much in this particular matchup, but maybe they still bring in, like, say, Divinity. I'm not sure if they bring in Shock either. It might just be Crucible, but we are a matchup where they're likely to bring in Graveyard Hate. So yeah, that's EO tokens. Our opponent is here and ready, so let's dive into it. Opponent has rolled a 1. We rolled a 16. That is good for us. Less good for us. Oh, okay. I missed the Primal Fisher here. I was gonna say less good for us is the 1-lander, but I think we can make turn 2 Anomaly work. I think we can absolutely make turn 2 Anomaly work. Turn 1 Shock in Jungle. Turn 2 Crack Fisher for a Swamp play Anomaly, with the knowledge that Phoenix requires a second red source for us to get going. Or we go get the second red source for Phoenix and accept that Exorcist is going to be a little too slow here. I think we can make this work, though. Let's lock in the 7. Acolyte into Anomaly. Let's make it do its job. Shock in Urban Jungle. Play turn 1 Acolyte. We pass. This would be the reason that they board in Shock, so that way they can check a turn 1 Acolyte. But I think especially if we win this game 1, I can't imagine they board it in on the if they're on the play. Now, if we're on the play, maybe they board it in. They play a Torrid Path, which is untapped on the first 2 turns, and then run out a Kitsune Matriarch. That is going to be pretty good for them. So that is a bit of a problem. We will untap and draw second Urban Jungle. Okay. So now Spirit Realm Phoenix can come down. I think we're going to go Primal Fisher, crack it, go get a Swamp. And there's a temptation here to just run out Exorcist of Errors instead, but I think I like going for the Anomaly, because then I can loot away Dawnsworn Survivor, try and go Exorcist plus another 1 or 2 next turn. Yeah, let's get Anomaly in play. If they get Matriarch up to be a 3/3, it's not something we were going to be cleanly punching through anyways. So, yeah, we got the turn 2 Anomaly. That's what we're here to do. If we're lucky, they'll have one of the make a pair of token spells and only put Matriarch up to a 2/2. So if we draw into, say, reason to not get the Swamp here and play the Urban Jungle instead, I guess if we wanted to play Anomaly, we'd be taking 2 from the jungle anyways. But the reason to try and get a red or a green source would be for one of our 2 Abominable Avalanches, so that way we could like pick off Matriarch plus a token. They do get the advance down, so Matriarch is a 2/2 but not a 3/3 relevantly. Let's loot away Survivor. We draw a 3rd Urban Jungle. We untap and draw the 4th Urban Jungle. Okay. I think we are spinning the puzzle box here before we do anything else, and we're spinning away this Urban Jungle here. We will draw, oh my god, Land Pocket of all land pockets. In that case, I think we're gonna run out. I kind of like running out Spirit Realm Phoenix and then no attacks. I could also Spirit Realm Phoenix plus like Swing Fabricated Anomaly, see if they want to take the 2-for-1 and just triple block. I kind of like doing that before we do anything else to see if they go for it. The downside is that it leaves us vulnerable to more of these berserkers trying to clear advance sooner. Yeah, I think we just gotta shock the jungle in and then run out the Phoenix here. We could chip in with the Phoenix, eat 2 cards, make this a 3/3, and deal 4 to them. We take them to 16. 3 cards in graveyard would then put us to this being a 4/4, deals 5 to them, takes them to 11. It's not a fast enough clock on its own. But if they go EO this next turn, I kind of don't hate just chipping in with the Phoenix now. Because if they EO next turn, this is going to be a 4/4 and they're going to be at 16. Yeah, I don't hate just swinging in with the Phoenix here. So we get the 1 chip damage off of the Phoenix trigger, and then we hit in for 3 more, and we pass. So the one upside to Advance of the Sainted March is that if they choose to clear it, it's functionally gaining us 3 life. Urban Jungle comes down. That's going to take 2 from them. This could be EO. It is, in fact, the Great Equalizer. So this is going to be a 3/3. This is going to be a 3/3. This is going to be a 4/4. And now we can just hang back with the Spirit Realm Phoenix because it is setting parity. If they swing with everything here, I'm probably going to double block the Matriarch. They are going to swing. Looks like one at advance, one at me, and then Matriarch also at me. I could deny them the advance of the Sainted March, but I think I'm better off just double blocking the Matriarch, letting Matriarch kill Anomaly, and then we are sitting on 4/4, 3/3 versus their pair of 3/3s in EO. I think that's better than killing their 2 tokens and denying the advance here, because then we go down to one body on the board, and yeah, I think I just like this. So they do clear Advance of the Sainted March. This is going to let them make a token every time they attack. So that's going to be a real problem here. Okay. Opponent is at 14. We untap, we draw. Reaper of Blossoms is the pickup here. We could go Shockland Reaper Exorcist. I think I'm in on looting away the Profane Grove here first. So we loot away the Profane Grove, draw, find Calamity Cat. I'm down for Calamity Cat plus Reaper here. We'll hold Exorcist for a little bit. This rebuys Dawnsworn Survivor. Reaper fills our graveyard a little bit. We could also try and use Huskforge or Acolyte for mana to get the Reaper mana, but at that point we get the land from Reaper rather than the life gain. But I think the life gain is pretty valuable, and also so is the 3/3 blocker, and also it's just worthwhile to have the shocked land tapped rather than untapped here. So we're going to play Urban Jungle tapped. We're going to play Calamity Cat. It's a 3/3. We're going to play Reaper, Survivor trigger. We rebuy Survivor. It's also a 3/3. We could swing with the Phoenix here, take them to 10. We could swing with the Acolyte as well if we really don't care, because that's 7 damage here if they don't block. Put them to 7. We're staring down 12, but we have a pair of blockers. The concern is what? What is the kill here? What is the punish? If they go for that, if we go for that, they could Casus Belli away one of our blockers, swing in with a bunch of 4/3s, and then we go to 2 anyways because we just block with the other remaining creature. Okay, I think I'm in on that, especially because Reaper's going to put us at 2 life instead of at 1 life if they get to swing 12, hit us for 12. But there is no world where they get to hit us for more than 12 that I could think of. So let's get on offense here. See what they have to say about this. Opponent is thinking. They are going to take the 7. We go to main 2 and pass. Oh, we have an end step trigger. It is not optional. Sorry, we have the end step trigger. Sanguine Palace, Dawnsworn Survivor, and Forest. They'll go to graveyard. We gain 1. Second Survivor in the bin is great. If we draw land, we could go use Acolyte for Exorcist, then play land, Dawnsworn Survivor, rebuy a Survivor. They have tapped stones. 1 mana for Sparks of Revolution. Okay. That's a little scary. But I think we're still fine. They're going to combat. They're swinging with everything but EO. So that is 12. Their shock requires them to have 3 mana for Edgeland Pledge. So the alternative here is that they have a bunch of 3/3s. They play a make 2 tokens, second main, and then we can't afford to swing all out because they can go block here, block there, block there. And we get in for 4 over the top. I think I'm interested in blocking with Reaper of Blossoms, so I only take 9 rather than taking 12, because Reaper has kind of already done the basic idea of its job. It cleared 2 lands from the top, it put a Survivor in the bin, gained us 1 life, now it's going to gain us 3 more and trade for one of their bodies, and ultimately Calamity Cat's one of the more important things we have going on here, because we can use Calamity Cat to put a counter on Spirit Realm Phoenix here. Calamity Cat also just lets us set parity a little better. But yeah, so we can do Calamity Cat, put a counter on Spirit Realm Phoenix. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Reaper, eat the like soldier tokens so that way they just have berserkers. They have no instant speed tricks, so we just take 9. We do have lethal if they don't have token makers, but I imagine they have token makers here. Proclaimer of Blooming Wing is the other play here. Yeah, so there's the punish. If we had kept the Reaper around, we would have an additional body to swing through and kill them. Oh, staying on second main. Oh, they almost progressed onward without checking off Sparks of Revolution. I see. Hit for 3. Okay, so that is the second clause in case they lose EO, so that way they can preserve the second condition being met. All right. This is do or die. We untap. We draw Calamity Cat number 2. Oh, if we had a way to give this haste, that'd be lethal. I think we need to loot away Survivor here. Loot away Survivor. Avalanche does it. Okay, perfect. Let's Calamity Cat targeting Phoenix just for a bit of BM. They go to 6. We have a 5/5 combat. Let's swing with everything we can. Yep, they trade Proclaimer for Acolyte. They go to 1. Tap 3. 3 to the dome. All right, that is game 1 for us. I'm glad I recognized the value of just pushing damage there. And once again, Spirit Realm Phoenix, like, still such a real card. I really got to value this thing higher. I should probably be on more copies of this. Because, like, it's such a good forward and counter hit. It's really good against EO. So Abominable Avalanche is really relevant in this matchup. It's just so much... It's just so much board swing in terms of clearing the board when we're not staring down EO. Now, granted, that is a big when or if, but I think, you know, just having the removal spells, Terminal Impact, just 1 mana kill a token can be fine, and it can also be reach. Abominable Avalanche picking off 3 tokens or picking off EO is pretty good. I like going up the impact. I like going up the avalanches. I think we go down the foreign encounters here because we're going up so many sorceries. I could maybe bring in Purifier. There are some important things that this checks. It checks Sparks of a Revolution. It checks the Solidarity tokens on Edgeland Pledge. It also does kind of check Casus Belli and Honesty, though we would have to reprieve it to do so. I think I like bringing in Purifier and maybe some number of Ozon's Blessing. Maybe we go down some number of Dawnsworn Survivor. Maybe we go down the full 4 Exorcists and we go down the Swamp again. Because I just don't know if Exorcist of Errors is going to be all that good in this matchup. So we go up the Ozon's Blessings. We have them for Purifier of Dawnbloom Grove, but they can also find us a Reaper of Blossoms to pad our life total, fill our graveyard, or find Gilded Noon Entertainer, or Calamity Cat. Calamity Cat for off of Ozon's Blessing, not awful in this matchup. And let's try it like that. Okay. This matchup's going to be a lot harder post-board, but we are taking out the Black Splash for the most part. So... not amazing, but this is turn 1 Forest, turn 2... Sorry, turn 1 Acolyte, turn 2 Avalanche. It's not a lot of action. I think we got a mull to 6, but like this is kind of intriguing because this is enough mana to animate one of our acolytes as a 5/5. But I do think we have to go to 6. Interesting. Turn 1 Calamity Cat, turn 2 Reaper, or turn 2 Gilded Noon Entertainer as a 4/3 is pretty good. I kind of like turn 2 Entertainer as a 4/3. Opponent is mulling to 5. We will keep 6. I think put Calamity Cat number 2 on the bottom. Opponent is going down to 5 here, which is very good for us. We see Wind-Beaten Stones, Shocked in for Sparks of Revolution, Proclaimer. I was taking my shot, but it is not what I thought it would be. Proclaimer coming down here. We could go Calamity Cat and just accept that this eats a Proclaimer next turn. I wouldn't mind that. It's possible they boarded in Shock. We'll see if that ends up being the case here. I did see them second-guess themselves on the sideboarding here. Let's Shock in Sanguine Palace for Calamity Cat. I'm thinking it's very likely I pitch a Reaper here with the second one in hand. I think if I'd known I was drawing a second Reaper, I would have bottomed the first one rather than the Calamity Cat because, worst case scenario, we go Reaper and then we could hold up the Forest for Reaper and hold up the Sanguine Palace for Calamity Cat. That would have been pretty nice. They go Advance of Sainted March here. They could chip this down here. Do they try and hit Advance for 1? If they go and hit Advance for 1, I am going to... I'm going to block. I know exactly where that's going. I am killing the Proclaimer. No questions. Advance goes to 2, but I have just traded a 1-drop for a 1-drop. And I will go for Reaper here. We untap. That is Anomaly. Let's go for a Reaper. 2 lands and an impact. So that reveals the impact that goes 2 lands past, which is unfortunate because we're kind of in a bit of a mana screw here. But we can try and dig our way out of it. They shock in Verdant Sanctum. Uh-oh. Not an EO. That's an Edgeland Pledge. Presumably not making the token. They're going to shock Advance here. I see. So they shock and clear Advance of the Sainted March. They develop Solidarity. So they will be able to swing 4 here. They're going to be able to get through for 4. That is a pretty real problem. We untap and draw a second Terminal Impact. Yeah, not having the 1-drop to hold up to play alongside the Reaper is awkward here. Well, when in doubt, we pass both of these, trigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 avalanches gone. Oh no. My goodness. Well, if we can ever spend 5 mana, that's going to be really good for us. Is it? It is Divinity. They boarded in Divinity. Interesting. So this is going to chip away at us a little bit here. They're going to make a token. We take 1, they gain 1. We're going to eat 2 of them. We take another 2. We kill 2 of their tokens. Uh, but yeah, so they took me down to 14 here. They're going to take me down to 13 because Divinity's going to make another Berserker because 2 creatures died under their control this turn. So that's going to allow them to keep some degree of sustainability on their board. Because Divinity is just going to chip away at us from that. We untap and draw Urban Jungle. I like shocking this in, playing Gilded Noon Entertainer, and holding up for a Reaper of Blossoms. We go to 12 if we do that. Unless we whiff. Is there value to just playing a 3-drop here? Anomaly blocks better than Gilded Noon Entertainer. Yeah. Anomaly blocks better than Gilded Noon Entertainer. I think that's the reason. That is the reason we go for this here. We make a puzzle box. I think we loot away the Entertainer over the Phoenix here, just being entirely honest. I am also considering the potential value in turning these Reapers sideways because they are at 1 card in hand, and Divinity gives them long-term sustainability, so we are incentivized to push. Let's loot Entertainer now. We draw 4th land. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's swing with both Reapers. This also just means an EO is less board stability. We swing with both. Eat 4 creatures. These both get +1/+1 counters. See if they want to block. They will not. They will just take 6. End step, we mill 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We gain the 2 life back that we paid for the shock land. And that's a pretty real clock because they're at 12. If they try and go all in here, we have... Okay, so Kitsune Matriarch. We take 1, they gain 1. How are you casting that? Well, okay, there we go. That is relevant because if EO's their last card, they can't play EO this turn. Okay. They turn sideways. Third creature turns sideways, so Divinity does ping us. We block 1 and take 4. And they do not make a token off of Divinity here, because only 1 creature of theirs is dying this turn. If they have Shock for Anomaly, they have Primal Fissures. They're all in here. Oh, man. The 4th Abominable Avalanche goes so hard. We untap, we draw 3rd Reaper of Blossoms. Oh, that is supremely funny. Okay, math time. We Shockin' Urban Jungle go to 5. We Reaper of Blossoms. Can we kill them? 4, 8, 11. Okay, there's a reality where we win here. We shock in Urban Jungle second main. Actually, we don't need to play a land yet. But we can go Reaper of Blossoms and Fabricated Anomaly all swing in. We pay the full exile cost on these, so we eat 8 cards from our graveyard, which is fine. We keep the 3 avalanches, we keep 2 other cards, doesn't really matter from there. And then if they don't block, we win. If they block with Matriarch, we're in a pretty comfy position, because we can not shock in the Urban Jungle, pay a single red for terminal impact, impact the one of their 2 Berserkers, play Reaper of Blossoms, and step gain 3. Let's loot away. Oh, actually, hold on. If we Spirit Realm Phoenix here, eat 2 cards with that as well. That leaves us with just the 3 avalanches in graveyard. They're at 13. We swing all out. They block a Reaper. They take another 3, 6, 10. So they go to 10. They go to 3. But then we are all in, and this deals lethal to us. Okay. Or it doesn't deal lethal to us, but a good draw kills us. So that's the reason to not go Spirit Realm Phoenix. But I think with that in mind, we do not use the puzzle box here. We're going to go to start a combat. We're going to turn everything sideways. You're going to eat... Let's select 8 cards from our graveyard to put a counter on everything. See if they block. They know we have the terminal impact, so they're choosing to block. They know we have impact in our deck. So they take 7, lose the Kitsune Matriarch. And then main phase 2. Let's play Urban Jungle tapped. Let's play Reaper of Blossoms. Let's terminal impact one of their tokens. One, 2, 3, we gain 1. 1, 2, 3, we gain 2. 1, 2, 3, we gain a 3rd life. And look at that, we have 15 cards in our graveyard. This is going to be super easy to use, and then we have Spirit Realm Phoenix in hand as well. And we are going wide over the tokens deck. I did not see this coming whatsoever. Opponent at 7. Divinity gets to put them to 8 if they swing, but the 1 Berserker they have will not get replaced if they don't have 2 things die this turn, and we cannot kill 2 of their things no matter what. So Divinity is not going to replace whatever gets blocked here. They pay 2. Second advance of the Sainted March. I mean, that puts them to 9. puts them to 9, puts us to 7. If they swing in, I don't think that does it. Because they don't have time to clear the advance of the second advance of the Sainted March. They could chip us to 5. That is still something they can do. Actually, they chip us to 4 by doing this. So then they put themselves to 10. So we take another 1. We will block, go to 4. But I think we're fine. Because any 3 creatures getting in, any 2 of these ground creatures getting in plus the 4 damage from Phoenix is lethal. So that's game. So 4, 8, 10, 15 exactly. We untap, we draw, second anomaly just for kicks. We play the Phoenix, combat. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 8 is 15. And then we overkilled by 1. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Alrighty, we were able to rush down Naya tokens. That is more like it. Now just imagine Kirinaboons where they can't block. I'll keep piping up Kirinaboons. It's really good. But yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing in matchups like this. You know, opponents trying to rush us down, but we just go over top of them. And that's the value. +1/+1 counters. Equalize that. Alrighty, we're still in it. I'll be honest, I did not have a lot of optimism in this matchup, but it's nice to see that the deck can do its thing. Sometimes you just gotta cut Exorcist of Errors in one of your lands. I'll talk about this in the final thoughts, but as much as I like Exorcist of Errors as a card, I don't think it belongs in this deck. So I may, when we get to the final thoughts video and like the recap of the tournament, I may have a rebuilt version of this deck that's just red and green and not messing around with these black cards, because I like Moonlight Adversary, but it always just looks a little too weak in the matchups. Anik has felt really bad, and Exorcist is a really good card that wants to be in a very different strategy than this. So yeah, that is all she wrote for this matchup. On to round 4. We got there pretty quickly, folks, but we're not into the top cut yet. We still got one more battle between us and the quarterfinals. Let's see how it shakes out. I'll see you all there. And in the meantime, as always, links in the description to everything you might want for the resources of the community, from the Revolution Compendium, where you can look at a curated list of cards set up by the Revolution curators for recommendations in your deck building, as well as links to the LackeyBot search engine and Escape from Limbo card gallery, where you can look through all of the cards in the format and in the format's history. And finally, of course, the Revolution Custom Magic Discord, where you can, the Custom Magic the Gathering Discord, where you can check out all things Custom Magic the Gathering, including Revolution Custom Magic, as well as set projects that are currently in development and follow along as folks work and playtest on their sets. So I can't wait to dive into round 4 and see how that goes. I'm excited that we get a round 4 here, and I'll see you all there and in the Revolution chat in the meantime. Bye-bye.